Hi, and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Behaving yourself. You ain't been behaving yourself.
Not my fault.
You haven't been behaving yourself because you know what? You was there having a go at Claude.
Justified.
No, I don't know, man. You can't have a go at Claude, man.
Yes, I can. He needs to stop acting like a petulant little baby. That's what he needs to do.
Come on, man.
Yeah, the man wants to sit there and try and call me a flip-flop, right? I tell you what, right? Listen, I got something for you, right? And I tell you, and the reason why I did this, was so that you lot can actually see what this all actually started over. Now, all of this started over his interview last week. Now, let me explain something to you. When you do an interview on ArsenalFanTV, you're allowed to give your opinions on someone's opinion, discuss, debate, as long as it's respectful. You know, that's the idea. You put yourself out there. People may agree, people may disagree. So you have, debates about it. You then put your segment out the day after, where you split each person's interview and pick the best parts of it and pull it out. You put that out there, right? And I tweeted my reply to it, yeah? And I put, sorry, but I cannot agree with you on this, Claude. Aubameyang is not playing on Thursday. Lacazette will be, so giving him the penalty and the chance to lift his confidence was a brilliant move. The Europa League is our priority, so if that goal helps us in the long run, I'm all for it. Respectful, simply giving my opinion to that and to why I didn't agree with what he said. I watch all the interviews on ArsenalFanTV, yeah, and because I know Claude, I said my piece, which was that I didn't agree with it. He came back with, all I say, turn the clock back, Henry is on a hat-trick and Reyes needs a goal. What do you think is the outcome? So I replied with, completely different circumstances, mate. You are entitled to your opinion, but my opinion is that on this occasion, you're completely wrong. Our season hinges on Thursday, giving Lacazette a lift before that comes before scoring a hat-trick. All right, so he then replies about that. That mentality is the reason we're 33 points behind the league leaders. Players don't need to be mollycoddled, etc., etc. So I turn around, and this is the last thing that I said, and I goes, what on earth are you on about? Thursday has nothing to do with where we are in the league. Giving a teammate some confidence before he leads the line in an important game is not mollycoddling. Yeah? What did he then do? Block me. Block me. What for? Because I just voiced my opinion to him. Respectfully.
He's allowed to block you, isn't he?
Yep, there was nothing disrespectful about it. What he didn't like was the fact that 99% of the people that were also commenting agreed with what I had to say. And they didn't agree with what he said. And then he spent the whole day rowing with absolutely everyone, offering everyone out. Come and meet me at games then. And then block
I'm sure
him.
you weren't offering people out.
Go and have a look for yourself. Go and have a look for yourself.
Claude's not a fighter.
Go and have a look.
He's not offering people out.
He sat there. It's all there for you to see. Come and see me and say it to my face then. So I sat there and he put a £5 bet on. So I gave the £5 bet last night. You're moaning about £5.
What was the £5 bet?
He put £5 on that Aubameyang would score a hat-trick. Yeah? But obviously Aubameyang didn't. And he's moaning about.
I forgot, yeah.
So there's your £5.
Come on,
and no, because...
But even that is disrespectful.
No, it isn't.
And giving them a £5.
Take your £5 back, man. You want to moan because the team is more important.
Hold on.
What's disrespectful is the fact that he's moaning more about that and actually saying the words, fuck the team spirit, yeah?
No, but hold on.
Sorry, no.
Giving him a £5 back is disrespectful.
No, it isn't.
That is.
Because he's moaning so much about losing it. There you go, have it back.
Yeah, got nothing to do with you, though, has it?
If I lost a £5, oh well, we move on.
He never asked you for it back, did he? It's got nothing to do with you.
I gave it out of generosity. You moan about it.
No, you didn't.
No, because at the end of the day,
you didn't.
Claude wants to moan about it so much, you can have it back. Then he wants to sit there and come on his interview and call me a flip-flop. Listen to me. Let me explain something to you. A flip-flop, right, it's not someone that used to adore a player, and then when they're sold to your rival, you sit there and criticise them and slag them off, yeah? Let me explain something, yeah? Claude is the one that used to call Olivier Giroud a lamppost, right? Yeah. And slag him off to the point that Olivier Giroud actually knew he was being called a lamppost. Then when he left, he started sulking that we'd sold him.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He'd even done a video saying he was upset about it. That's a flip-flop. The guy spends all season criticising Iwobi. The moment Kelechi introduces him to Iwobi's dad, he starts praising him after a 10-minute substitute appearance. That's a flip-flop. The guy's got more flip-flops than Baywatch cast.
No, Claude's
so,
not.
no.
Claude,
at the end of the day,
no.
Claude can say exactly what he needs to say. I'm saying what I say. Claude is the biggest flip-flop going. It's time to go. It's time to go.
And he's stuck
then
to
in
that
a
all the time.
couple of weeks before that, he's sitting there doing a video going, Oh, Robbie, I don't know what it is, but this team, I swear there's something happening within this team. I can feel it. There's something good happening.
Wait a minute. So hold on. Let me talk now. I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to be in defence of Claude, right?
You can be in defence of
Claude is not a flip-flop.
Yeah,
that's number one. He don't flip-flop. That guy.
The examples I just gave you is flip-flopping.
Wait a minute. He says what he thinks and he sticks to it. He does not flip-flop. He doesn't, right? Number two, if you come and you gave me a fiver, I would take that like you're taking a mick. Where you're coming to offer that, the thing that he was talking about with the fiver, that had nothing to do with you. He was talking about that he put a bet on and it didn't, on a hat trick, and it didn't come through, and he was having but what's that got to do with you? He never asked you about it, did he?
He's moaned about it so much.
Hold on,
he's moaned about it so much.
You came with the fiver.
Wait there. He's moaned about it.
You knew what you was doing when you come with that fiver.
He's moaned about it so much to the point that he has to row with me. He
wasn't moaning to you, was he? He never mentioned in those tweets that you just showed. He never mentioned it in that.
Because he didn't have to, because the whole video was about that. The video, the reason why he was angry, the reason why he was angry was because he placed a bet and he'd lost his fiver. So there you go, there's your fiver back. And then he wants to sit there, Wait, no. He wants to sit there and make an indirect about, I'm not doing this for popularity, blah, blah, blah. Yeah?
How do he knows he's talking about you?
Why'd you start a YouTube channel then, Claude?
How does he knows he's talking about you?
Piss off, man. Couldn't care.
Right?
Couldn't care
£5 coming with that £5 was a deliberate ploy.
Good.
Right? All right,
that's what he gets. That's what he gets.
That's
cool. What he gets.
That's cool. I don't need to go on about
what Claude gets, yeah?
Claude's all right, man.
That's what Claude gets for running it up.
I love Claude.
Simple as that.
And he's got a right to, if he wants to block you,
I had a simple discussion.
He has a right to block you.
I had a simple discussion.
By the way, I did agree with Claude. I agreed with you on that, actually, because I did say to Claude, I think, and I thought we saw that in the game against Moscow, that the confidence that Lacazette got from taking that penalty spilled over into the game, because you saw a very confident player.
He stepped up for the penalty, Moscow, laid it in, and then you look at the goal,
and
the first touch.
I've got to say, what Aubameyang did has to be really applauded, because that little selfless act that he did, and I'm sorry, I don't agree with Claude on this one, even though I always love Claude, but I don't agree with him on this one, because to me, team spirit does come first, apart from not everything you can say, the mental thing, the mental attitude is wrong because that person didn't go for a hat-trick. It's what I always used to moan, and even to people like you, and I used to moan to many other fans, that this thing with Alexis. Alexis, when he was at Arsenal, brilliant player, world-class player, we loved him, but sometimes I felt that guy was being selfish. And I remember having an argument with you one time after the game against Bournemouth, when at the end of that game, when it was a 3-3 draw, and he stormed off the pitch, he threw down his gloves and he just stormed off. When everybody else came over to clap the fans, after coming from 3-0 down, we know it was a desperate game and we wanted to win it and that. And I was like, that's selfish, man. You know what I mean? Why is it? And everybody's like, no, but his attitude's a winning mentality. Yes, we know that. It is a winning mentality, but sometimes you've got to be together with the team. And I thought what Aubameyang done the other day was so, he sacrificed a goal and getting a hat-trick, his first hat-trick in English football, for his teammate, and said, yo, you know what? You ain't been playing for a while, you haven't scored, take that.
Yeah.
And get
and
you
he
confident.
knew that he was playing on
Thursday.
Thursday.
And it worked wonders, because yesterday, Lacazette was on fire. The goal that he scored with his left foot.
It was the touch. The touch out of his feet.
Brilliant touch. That's the sharpness. That's the player that we bought.
Yeah,
and that's returned.
Now, before he was injured,
that one act by Aubameyang, I think, had so much to do.
That's what I mean. But the second goal a month ago,
he would have snatched at it,
or he would have tried taking another touch.
Yeah.
Because it was on his left foot, so he might have tried coming back
Yeah.
on himself and trying to go to his right because he wasn't so comfortable. You know, and that's the thing. And
it's team spirit. I like to see team spirit. I think that's the most important thing.
That's what wound me up, because it's a simple fact. It was fuck the team spirit and everything. No, because like it or not, my stance has not changed on the manager or anything else. But I'm not going to sit there like Victor fucking Meldrew and moan every single week for no apparent reason. Enjoy it.
As you said,
and because at the end of the day, right, what did he say? Because what did he say last night? The European Losers Cup, yeah? Seriously, man, grow up, all right? Because we don't like being in the competition. We don't want to be here. And we know that it's going to only paper over cracks and stuff like that. But we need it to get into the Champions League. And at the moment, we don't know what's going on with Arsene Wenger. And if it means us getting into the Champions League, he leaves and another man takes over, then it's really important. So if Claude thinks that about this competition and he really doesn't give a shit and he's just going to go to the game and just moan about it and not put any effort to support the team in and everything, then I tell you what, if we get to the final and we win that final, I don't want to see him doing an interview after singing and celebrating and dancing, because you've just called it the European Losers Cup. Yeah, so don't like it 1 minute later. Nah, man. Nah, he knows what he's saying.
Listen, hold on. People have used videos of you
where I said I don't
hold on. I don't care about the FA Cup, and then they're celebrating at the end. So
hold on. Rephrase. Wait, no. Rephrase. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. What did I actually say, Robbie? Right, I'm going to tell. Right, wait there. I'm going to tell everyone to go to the interview because I know exactly what it was. Bayern Munich away when we lost 5-1. Yeah, go to the interview. Robbie sat there and asked me the question about everything, and I turned around and said about the FA Cup and everything.
What did you say?
I said very clearly, I don't just want to win the FA Cup. Very clearly,
what else did you say?
That was it. I said.
What did they have in that meme? The meme that came out.
That was it, because I turned around and said that we will win the FA Cup, and some fans will be accepted of that, like it's, you know, the be-all and end-all, and they'll go home and have a wank in a sock about it.
And then what did those guys do? They then cut it together, made a meme with you then celebrating winning the FA Cup, which is nothing wrong with that, by the way.
No, but so hold on. What I said,
so hold on.
What did I say?
But that's what I'm trying to say.
But it's completely different. No, it isn't. Because I said, I never degraded the FA Cup. No. I never degraded the FA Cup. I never said I didn't want to win it. I turned around and said, I don't just want that. I clearly stated straight after that I want the Premiership, I want the Champions League as well. I don't just want that.
But do you understand what point I'm trying to make is that you can be frustrated about something that, you know, at that time, FA Cup, great, but really what you wanted to do was go and do something in the Champions League. So it's like Claude last night. It's not that he doesn't want us to win the Europa League, but he's frustrated that he's seen the Liverpool versus City game the night before.
But we've had to deal with it all season.
And all the hype and that surrounding it and the way they played and the manner of which they played. And then he sees our games like,
but we've had to do
same. It's great performance by Arsenal, but it's not the same level.
But we've had to do it all season. That's what I'm saying. But
that's out of frustration. That doesn't mean that he doesn't want to win the final of the Europa League.
It's not like we started in the Champions League and then got demoted to the Europa because we finished third or fourth.
And I've heard other people call it the Losers Cup because there's teams like CSKA in Moscow who can drop out, you know, and I agree. I don't support that, where people can be rewarded for failure, basically. Where you drop out of one competition into another, I think that's wrong.
But we're the ones that have been there from the beginning.
Yeah, you look at it. Atletico Madrid, they got a chance now winning that. They got knocked out. They come third in their group.
That's a completely different subject. That's a completely different subject.
I think
that's something that UEFA have to deal with.
RB Leipzig, same thing.
Yeah,
was it Lazio? Lazio were in it from the beginning.
Yeah, and we're in it from the beginning.
How's that right? What he's right to say in the aspect. If any of them, what I'd rephrase him to say, if any of them win it, it's the Losers Cup. But what are they doing in it?
Take it up with UEFA. Everyone's moaned about this for years. I've moaned about it. It's
ridiculous.
Right. So if you go out, you should go out.
That's why he said Losers Cup, because that's why he's saying that, because, you know, basically he's saying...
No, he said it because we're losers. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
He's not
At
here
the end
to
of the day,
himself.
I very clearly said last night in my interview as well, I said that winning the Europa League is just going to be a get out of jail card. And that's all it is. It was a get out of jail card for Manchester United last year.
Shake his hand.
No, when I see him next time, I'll give him a fiver again.
No, you're not. You're going to shake his hand and say,
No, I'm going to give him a 5.
Claude, misunderstanding, mate.
No.
What's the matter with you, man?
I'll be in hospital
Life's
next
too
week.
short.
I'm busy.
See, life's short.
No,
You see why,
I'm busy.
you know what I mean?
I've got other things to worry about.
Exactly.
I've got other things to worry about than
Exactly.
him going around calling me a flip-flop. Like I told you, he's a bigger flip-flop than Baywatch. So
Let's get into some football, man. Football.
yeah, man, let's talk football. Let's go. Oh, man.
It was a great performance.
Yeah, it was.
4-1.
It was all right. It was good. It was good.
That goal by Aaron Ramsey in the game, man.
Do you know what, right? I'm going to cause some controversy.
What? No.
I think that goal was better than Ronaldo's.
Oh, no, man.
Do you want me to tell you why?
No.
Do you want me to tell you why? Do you want me to tell you why?
It's brilliant, but it weren't better.
Do you want me to tell you why?
Why?
The whole package of the
The
play.
build-up.
The build-up, one-touch football, the pass. Ronaldo's, listen, unbelievable, spectacular, amazing. But it came about from a break-in play, a breakdown. The cross was a poor cross. It was Ronaldo that turned that into something. Yeah, if Ronaldo had never done that, that was going past him and probably out for a throw-in.
Yeah, but that's what
poor.
makes
That's
it
what I'm
so
saying.
good.
That's Ronaldo. That's individual. Yeah, it's more of an individual
Well,
goal.
why don't you say that was it's a better team goal, yes.
Yeah, okay, right. Word it
Well,
in that
Ronaldo's
way,
goal overall, I think's a better
and
goal.
and I don't think Ronaldo's is the best overhead kick I've seen. Not even Wayne Rooney's.
You know what Sinclair's one?
There you go.
Yeah,
Trevor
Sinclair's
Sinclair
one.
for QPR.
Trevor Sinclair's.
He was outside the box.
Yeah, we argued about this the other day. Trevor Sinclair's the best, but between Rooney's and Ronaldo's, I'm going Ronaldo's, man.
I'm going Rooney.
Nah.
Yeah, I am.
He shinned it. He shinned it. If you look at it, right, before United fans get on my case, it was a fantastic goal.
United fans, get on his case.
It's a brilliant goal, Rooney's one.
Yeah.
Right, brilliant goal. But if you look at, if you're going to break it down purely as the purest of the goals, right? Even though he caught it clean and he meant to do it, there's an element of it also hitting his shin. Ronaldo's one, he was higher in the air, right? And he caught that clean. And do you know what as well? Buffon was in goal.
Yeah.
One of the world's best. And he got Ronaldo's.
Say, Wayne Rooney weighs more.
What's that got to do with it?
Do you know how hard it would have been for him to get his legs up there? Do you know what I mean? He's a big man.
He weighs more.
Man got his legs up there. He's got pure athleticism. Yeah, Rooney, that was a
Rooney's
serious
goal was brilliant. And actually, you know what I mean? If you break it down in importance, that was a big game Rooney did it because they were playing City at the time. If you break it down in importance, though, that's similarly important because they're away to Juventus.
If you look at it, yeah.
But that's Buffon in goal.
The importance of the game between their one and our one, all day long, Real Madrid. Juventus, at Juventus, against Buffon, Champions League, destroys the Arsenal one all day long. Simple as that. But I'm just saying as a team goal and the way it was, put it this way, right?
So you think that was a better goal?
If Aaron Ramsey, right, put it this way, if Aaron Ramsey had scored Ronaldo's goal, yeah, and Ronaldo had been the one that finished Aaron Ramsey's goal, everyone would be talking about Ronaldo doing the Ramsey goal and pushing aside.
Yeah, but Ronaldo's the biggest name in football, isn't he? So,
I know there's more. Do you know what? They're both amazing goals. I just think that what I enjoyed about our goal was the whole.
Great.
It was for the first time in a very long time I've seen that quick, intricate football again.
Well, they were doing that. They were doing that all night, to be fair.
But then we do need to look at the fact that Moscow were absolutely dog shit in defence.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, and at the end of the day, we should have put that game so out of sight
we should have scored
that
6.
you wouldn't have even had to go Russia next week because there would have been no point. They would have played Arsenal ladies. That's how much we should have won by. In that second half alone, it was just, I wouldn't say just bad finishing, but I would say there was a bit of unluckiness there as well. Ramsey hit the post. He had one that was going bottom corner. It hit the defender that was standing there, didn't even know it hit him, and it flew across the other post. Iwobi, it's not criticism to him, but I feel that when he tried laying it across to Lacazette,
that again is
shot,
another issue of confidence.
Yeah, take the shot, bruv.
Because he should have took the shot, but I think he's shooting towards the North Bank,
And he's scared.
And he's scared.
Yeah.
He's like, if
you watch my vlog,
if I shoot
and I
miss this, everybody's going to be on my case. The easier option is to pass, and I think that's
But then what happened was,
I think that's where this guy is at the moment. I don't. When I hear people saying he's a rubbish, send him on loan, I just think this is a guy low on confidence.
Yeah, and do you know what I know?
One goal for him. It's similar with the Lacazette thing. A goal for him.
But do you know what? But the problem was he went for the easy option, but then he ended up messing that up. So everyone goes, you know. But what I noticed last night, and I'll tell you,
he played well when he came on.
I'll tell you what I actually liked last night. If you watch my vlog when Iwobi missed, I was like, "Come on, son!" I said, "You've got to be doing better than that." There was no effing and blinding, and no, it was.
Yeah, because we were 4-1 up.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I'm
if
trying
it had
to.
been 1-1,
and the thing
is, the fans
because the thing is, before the game as well, I was talking to Kelechi before the game, and we were having a very long conversation about Iwobi and stuff, and he was telling me about how his performances are so different for Nigeria and stuff.
Because he's confident.
And I was saying to him, I said, at the end of the day, I said, I don't hate the lad, I don't not like him. When he burst on the scene, I loved him.
Flip, flop.
But it's just...
Nobody choking.
But it's
no, I didn't want to get you one.
Clapped in a minute, man. And then, but it was just, you know, when I see him doing silly things as well, and, you know, like the whole thing that wound me up when he come over after the game against Spurs, and he's more interested in telling a friend to ring him than applauding the fans. Maybe that's a bit of naivety with the youth, and he hasn't understand. Guy, but you know, and that will probably come, and he's got to understand, you know, that's what part and parcel of playing for a, you know, club work. And it doesn't help that we're collectively underperforming. You know what I mean? If Iwobi was a young lad making his debut and breaking into the scene into, say, the Invincibles, for example, any misses, any misplaced passes and stuff like that, no one would even care. No one would be moaning. They'd be like, okay, well, he's developing, he's learning, he's, you know. And because the team as a whole are doing what they need to do, it just all falls into place. But because there's so much going on at the club, man, and it was just, you know, what I liked last night, and I've said it all along, regardless of my points of view after a game and how angry I am and stuff like that, I always support the team for 90 minutes. I'm always trying my hardest to just get them going, and I want things to happen. And what I liked last night was, like, when Iwobi come on, he got a great round of applause. There was no, fucking hell, Iwobi's coming on. Everyone was like, come on, Iwobi, come on. And he come on. Even when Welbeck come on, everyone's like, come on, Danny. There was a sense of, like, come on, let's... Because I think everyone kind of realises the importance of this competition at the moment as well. So it's just kind of... So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed hearing that kind of thing from people around me that, you know, haven't been so kind towards them over recent months and stuff. So that was nice to see. And but yeah, there's loads going on at the club that we can't ignore and look at. And you know, it's quarterfinals of a European competition, and there was loads of empty seats again last night.
Yeah.
And it's like
those people who didn't come, if we get to the final,
they'll want to go.
They'll be the first ones moaning to say, "Oh, well, you know, they've done a ballot, and I ain't got a ticket, and what's going on?" And that, you know what I mean?
Well, the thing is,
and the thing is about it, right? Those missing seats there, those season ticket holders.
Yeah.
Because as you know, you're a season ticket holder yourself. You get these games as part of your season ticket.
Yeah.
Right. So all of those empty seats. If you look in the ends where you can buy general sale tickets, like the Clock End and stuff like that, right? There's packed. Same as the other day against what was it last week? Stoke. The Clock End was packed. There was no empty seats there in the areas where the general sale goes on. So that means that people who want to buy tickets, that was packed. People who didn't turn up are the season ticket holders. They're the ones that are just like, oh, I can't be bothered.
Can't bother.
I know they're fed up.
And that's the thing.
But like you said, I can understand, all right, the Stoke one, and I do think there was that element of Easter in it and stuff like that, and the type of game it was. But come on, you've got to...
I want to know what Arsenal's got to say for himself.
We've got to support the team.
Because I think that he was stupid to even suggest that it's because of Easter weekend why... It's
got something to do with it though, hasn't it?
Old Trafford had 75,000 people in it.
I think, yeah,
St James's Park had nearly 55,000 people in it.
Yeah, but those
Newcastle fighting relegation.
Yeah,
Newcastle were only playing Huddersfield.
Yeah, but they're fighting. It's a massive game for them.
But
it's a massive game for them.
At the end of the day,
But then having said that, that was a massive game for us last night.
Exactly. So someone said something the other day, right? And I can't remember where I see it on Twitter, and someone made this comment, and it was so precise that from 2006, when we moved to the Emirates, to about 2014, you couldn't get a ticket at the Emirates. For love nor money, they were gold dust. You come out of the train station.
Up until the last couple of years.
Yeah, you come out of the train station, touts were there, loving life. Tickets were going, you were like grabbing them because you couldn't have a ticket, right? And the reason why they were sold out is because the fans bought into the idea that Arsenal had sold them, the vision, where we're going to go. I think it was 2011 was when Ivan Gazidis turned around and said that, you know, when you lose the fans and stuff like that, then that's when it becomes untenable. And then obviously he made his famous quotes about how we're going to be competing with Bayern Munich and stuff. And then what's happened is that from 2014, fans have started to go, nah, we don't buy into your plans anymore. We don't buy into your where you want to go because we don't believe you anymore. You're lying. Now, between 2006 and 14, there were 60,000 fans in Emirates on Easter weekend. There were 60,000 fans in there on New Year's Day. There were 60,000 fans in the stadium on Boxing Day. Right? There was no excuses about holidays or anything else. I remember playing League Cup matches when you had the likes of Carlos Vela up front and stuff like that. And we played Sheffield United and scored a hat-trick. Sold out. Yeah. Fans were excited.
Up until the past couple of seasons.
Exactly.
Always sold out.
And this is what I'm saying. So Wenger's excuse just doesn't wash. We're just looking at it and going,
I mean, it was
seriously. And this
the game against Stoke was like, I was watching some of the highlights. It looked like loads of empty seats.
You can nearly see the cannon.
When I looked onto TV, I was like, this looks terrible, man.
It looks awful. Arsenal's legacy. That's Arsenal's legacy. And then he has the cheek to turn around the other day and say that, oh, don't worry, it'll be full on Thursday. Really? Are you that detached from reality? Or are you just trying to, is it smoke and mirrors? Are you just trying to cover over the reality and you just don't want to open your eyes?
But then what about these, can you call yourself a fan? You're a season ticket holder and you just don't turn up now. Because things are, what about all these other clubs where for years things have been tough, right? They've still been going, innit?
You know what it is?
Look at what we're going through now. Tottenham have been going through for years.
You know what it is? Tottenham have always been shit.
Yeah, but have you seen all that amount of empty seats?
Well, I'll tell you something. If Tottenham, Tottenham are moving into their new stadium. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that'll make a difference.
If it starts going tits up for them, then you'll start to see empty seats in their new stadium as well.
That's a good point. But
the one thing that I'll say, Robbie, is that to have a season ticket is a serious commitment, right? Because, you know, you go to every single game, you're going to miss birthdays. You know, a fixture could fall on your children's birthday and it's like, oh, shit, what am I going to do? You know you're going to have a row with the missus over the fact you can't be there.
Yeah, but there was
a game this season, Newcastle at home. And I remember before the fixtures were coming out, you were sitting there going, oh, they revealed the Newcastle fixture yet because it was around your daughter's birthday. And you was like, please don't let her move that to a Sunday, please don't. And you was like, because I've got to have the fattest row with the wife, man. And it was like, and then when the fixtures come out,
my business,
you know what I mean? I'm baiting him right up. But when it come out that the fixture wasn't being moved for TV, you sat there and you was like, yes, I ain't having a row this weekend. Yeah, man. But that's what it's like. You know what I mean? And you think of Easter weekend, you'd sit there normally with your missus and your kids and stuff and you'd go, right, we're playing on Sunday, we're going away Friday and Saturday. Yeah, if we go into, you know, say you go into an Easter weekend and you're going to somewhere like, I don't know, Butlins or wherever it is, right? Then because obviously children are off on the Friday and the Monday and stuff, yeah, you sit there and you'll be like, right, we'll go to Butlins for the Friday to Monday. But on Sunday, I'm going to the Arsenal game and I'll meet you back at the camp. You know, you go and take the children out around the site and wherever, but I'm going to the game. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, but now a lot of those fans are going, nah, fuck it. I'm not going to miss out on the day with my family. Nah, fuck them. They don't care about us. So
he's right then. It was the Easter thing then.
Well, no, because people make the sacrifice to go to the games, yeah, and they don't care about not saying they don't care, but they rearrange. You know what it's like. You
What
have
about
to
last
rearrange
night?
your life
Last
around
night's
it.
a Europa League game.
There's no excuse.
Quarter-final.
No
You've got to
excuse.
be there, man.
You've got to be. But a lot of them, I'm not going to criticise them because a lot of them these are people that have gone for years and years and years, and there's people that have been there through the dark times as well. Before George Graham come along, and we went nearly 20 years without a trophy. My dad can tell you all about that time. But what I'm saying, it's about...
There's been worse times than this, haven't there?
It's about the lies. This is the problem. It's about the lies. It's about not knowing reality. It's not about knowing where we're going, what's happening. There's a whole mixture of stuff going on here. We're paying so much money to just be led up garden paths and lied at all the time. And this is where a lot of the word apathy. I used it so long ago. And people were looking at me like, how does he know a word like that? Do you know what I mean? But it was like, I used it. I read up on it before I went there. I look in dictionaries and stuff before I go on ArsenalFanTV. That's what I do. I'm like, oh, there's a big word this week. Let me try that one. I'm going to drop that one on Robbie. But no, it's like, and that's the way it's become. It's the way it's become. It's the way that, you know, and people have just lost, I'm not saying they lost love for Arsenal, but they've just lost the love for what it feels like to go anymore, because they feel so hurt and so let down because, like I said, we all bought into the idea. We all looked at the Ivan Gazidis and Arsene Wenger and everything, and we went, okay, yeah, all right, let's get past this first period, all right. And I think what helped us is that we were getting into the Champions League.
I think as well it's been the football.
And the football's good.
Now, after watching the football last night, what a lot of people was commenting around me was like, you know, I wish this sort of football could return back every week. Yeah. You know, I mean, Ozil last night,
it was just
sublime. You know, I mean, I'm watching the football when you see football like that, you feel proud of your team.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're like, you know what?
That's nice. It's really
awesome.
good. But you look at what helps as well, right? We moved in 2006. We go to the 2008 season when we had Eduardo, Fabregas, and we should have won the league. The broken leg on Eduardo ruined that season completely. I've no doubt if that would never have happened and we never capitulated in that last few seconds when Clichy gave away a penalty and Gallas went in a strop and kicked the advertising boards and whatever, we'd have won the league. So at that time, during the summer after that season, although we're disappointed and hurt and angry and all that we didn't win the league, we're sitting there and going, you know what? In 2 years of leaving Highbury, we're already seeing signs of, you know, Chelsea were around then and all their millions.
Just come on the scene.
But they were there. They'd already won the league. So they were already there flexing their muscles with their big wedges. Manchester United were always who they were, still under Ferguson. Liverpool were always thereabout. The only one that's come along on the scene is the emergence of Tottenham, but they've always been top six.
City.
Top six, Tottenham have always been. So they've always been there or thereabouts. They've just stepped up a few yards. Man City is the only real major emergence from that. So we looked at that as fans and went, well, there's nothing to really moan about here. Okay, 2 years into moving, all right, we're challenging. All right, yeah, let's go. And then the first real signs for me when it really started turning for me was the 2011 Cup final against Birmingham.
Yeah, oh God.
And that's when...
But if you bring in a manager next season, right, and, you know, I was asking a lot of fans this last night about, you know, if he won the Europa League, he's got 1 season left.
He's asked me this 100 times.
Does he deserve the right to stay on?
No.
I know what you're going to say, so I know. But if you do bring in a manager next season, are we any closer to winning the league? I mean, look, City.
Right,
they've won it by a country mile this season, yeah, and that's.
But I tell you what, Liverpool.
Man United at the start of the season spent a fortune.
Do you know what?
Let me just say, yeah, Man United at the start of the season they spent a fortune on players, and Chelsea. When I hear Chelsea, we haven't bought. They spent a fortune on players. Chelsea. They bought the wrong players, but they spent a fortune on players.
They bought our third choice striker.
Well, how are we gonna compete with City next season? How are we gonna, you know?
one thing that I've
Just the new manager? Do you think that's
for
enough?
as good as Man City are, the one thing that I've said for a very long time, and there's videos of me and I've said it, is that they're very reminiscent of when we was the Invincibles. The teams were scared of them. You won the game before you went on the pitch, and then they were blowing you away in the first 20 minutes.
But they got quality as
right?
well.
So, and this was what was happening, and then all of a sudden, teams got to grips with us. Teams started going, hold on, why stand off from 5 yards and give them so much respect? I watch Man City games and I sit there and think, why are you not closing them down? Why are you not in their faces?
The teams have tried.
No.
Only Liverpool have been successful.
Yeah, but
everybody else
but this is the thing.
tried various tactics and got smashed.
Liverpool got the blueprint, right? Because they've done it, okay, twice.
That's because they're a
in
very
the
good
last two
team.
games. And
they're a very good team.
Liverpool had a midfield of Jordan Henderson, right? Milner. What? It's not the best midfield in the league.
No, but the attack is though.
No. Mo Salah,
Mo Salah,
he's different gravy.
Firmino and Mane,
I'll tell you something, it'll be interesting
serious.
to see what the injury is to Salah and how Liverpool deal with that.
But despite that, and it's a great performance by Liverpool.
Amazing performance. Amazing. But
what I'm saying where are they? But in the league, we're talking about the league.
No,
right
I know,
now.
but I'm saying
where are they in the league?
Get in their faces more, and I think what will.
But where are Liverpool?
Right,
Liverpool ain't even their third.
What will be different for us, right, is a new manager will bring a completely fresh impetus into the club, a fresh approach, fresh ideas, lift everyone. It will bring a bit of a buzz back at the club. If you're bringing in a manager like you mentioned on your Twitter this morning, don't ever do that again. You ruined my day. I've no idea who the hell you just mentioned. The manager from Nice. I was like, go away, Robbie. Just don't ever No.
It could be somebody. When Wenger came in, did you know who he was?
No, but I think times have changed. Times have changed massively.
Do you know Marco Silva was? I remember Merson going on about that when he came in at Hull. Who's Marco Silva?
Merson gets so much wrong every week.
Right.
Though.
Well, yeah. I mean, sometimes you've got to do your research, man. I mean,
just don't do
somebody's little up and coming. We've seen with managers recently all these names on a smaller level, but all these. Look at the bottom of the league right now. Pardew, a name for.
They're dead managers.
No, but these are names, isn't it? You're bringing in
names.
These teams, instead of thinking out of the box and thinking, let's try and bring in a hungry.
I don't
They've
know
gone for
why.
Pardew, the Mark Hughes.
I don't know why
Paul
these
Lambert.
guys are
Where
still
are they?
getting jobs. I honestly don't understand.
So that's what I'm saying.
Getting jobs.
But there's no
guarantee.
We're far off at the moment, right?
Yeah,
so
I know
there's
that.
no guarantee that if you're bringing in a new manager, he's going to get
a complete different lift around the club. It will be a buzz. It will be off the pitch, right? The one thing I can say is that we are right up there with the best in terms of, you look at our deal, we've got one more year left with Puma, and it looks very much like we're going to go with Adidas. Now, that's going to be one of the biggest in world football, the deal that they're talking about there. The sleeve deal that it looks like that they've done. No. Well, listen to me. What I'm saying, off the field, we've got it right.
On the league.
You're not letting me finish, are you? All I'm saying is, off the field, we got it right. But now it's on the field, okay? And going into next season, if Wenger's still here, I can already picture exactly what's going to happen, okay? Because I said what would happen this year.
What's going to happen?
We will go into the season already oh, here we go. People are like already not up for it.
Also, on the flip side, people might go into the season. I think what if he's turned around and he said, this is my last season?
If he does it from the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning, he says,
but if he does it like last year.
No, but hold on. If he says at the start of the season, right, this is my last season, maybe fans might get behind him for that last season.
That's the only reason.
Maybe the players might say, I'm going to put it in for this guy.
That's
so
fine.
Maybe it might be an idea to give him one more.
Shut up, Robbie. Shut up.
Listen,
it's
my job to put it out there, right?
It's my job to put it out there.
Maybe, think about this for a minute.
No, I've listened to what you said, and I've just said to you, I've agreed with you. I've said that if, before the season starts, Arsene Wenger turned around and said, this is my last year, nothing will change my mind, no amount of trophies won will change my mind, this is it. I'm gone at the end of this season. Stick with me, stick with this team. Let's all do this together one final time. I can guarantee 99% of the people will go, yeah, there will still some that would be stubborn enough to go, nah, fuck off. Not me. Because what have I said to you in previous interviews? I said,
Wenger out. That's what
I said, if Arsenal wants to shut me up, win the Premier League or the Champions League, and I said, and then you proved me wrong. I said, but you've done nothing but prove me right. So,
but
let's
look at this.
I've said that.
Let's look at this logically now for a minute. You know, let's look at it like that, right? So, you know, I know most fans. You know, I speak to fans every week. It's obvious that most fans would like him to leave at the end of the season, right? But if he turns around and he says, right, and this is what I do think he's going to do, but if he turns around and says, I'm going to stay for one more year, but actually, like you said, makes it clear that this is my last year, do you think then that the fans would get right behind him for that last season?
But there is a but with this. He's still got to show ambition in the transfer market. If he, for example, doesn't go out there and strengthen the defence, doesn't bother, and says, right, we're going one more year, then a lot of fans are going to go, you've done nothing. What's going to change from last season to this season? You've not strengthened here, you've not strengthened there, we're weak here, we're weak there. All you're going to do is waste another year, which means you're going to waste another year of Ozil's career. You're going to waste a year of Aubameyang's career. You're going to waste a year of Lacazette's career. All these players that are prime years now get into that.
I suppose the other thing you can argue as well is that if it becomes just a last year celebration, again, the focus is wrong again, isn't it?
Exactly.
Then, you know, we've then focused on winning the league. I mean,
that's the issue that you've got. The perfect scenario, and I've said it all along, would be to win the Europa League, get back into the Champions League, and Arsenal goes, there you go.
Okay.
Hand over the reins.
Just before I touch on, want to touch on the weekend's game against Southampton and what sort of team you think we will put out and stuff like that. I just wanted to just make an announcement to people that we've got a program coming out on Channel 4. Right, it's going to be broadcast every Thursday night from the 19th of April till the end of the season.
Shit just got real.
Yep, and it's going to be called a Real Football Fan Show, and it's going to feature football fans from all around the Premier League. I'm hosting the show. You'll see my man here, DT, regularly popping up on the show as well. It's going to be a fantastic show, right? This is a major moment for us. We're really, really looking forward to it. You're going to hear more about it over the next couple of weeks. There's a lot of publicity coming out about it, etc. But we're telling you about it here first on the podcast. A brand new show on Channel 4, the Real Football Fan Show. And wow, it's going to be amazing. Looking forward to that.
I can't believe I've kept quiet about it for this long. Do you know what I mean? When I first heard about it and stuff, and it was just...
Yeah. I mean, you know
amazing,
what? When you're doing stuff like this, it's a long time in the making. We done a pilot for it from before Christmas, and it's just all coming through now. But it's going to be an amazing show, and so
to get on,
terrestrial TV. Yeah, you've got to pay for it.
Know what I mean?
All right, so Channel 4, right? So make sure when it comes on, please make sure you support this show. And as I said, it's not just. This show's not just for Arsenal fans, it's for all fans of the Premier League. And, you know, if we can
Are you allowed to speak about what the concept of it is at the moment, or is that something you're going to say?
We'll reveal more over the next few weeks.
Because it's really good.
I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So look out for that. The 19th of April, the Real...
You can't even get the name of the show right. Gee, what kind of host is he? Give me that microphone. I'm going to take over.
The Real Football Fan Show.
Yeah.
All right.
So
coming soon. The Real FFS.
Yeah, and the one thing that people do have to understand as well, and we need to get this into their heads. This is not Arsenal. This is not ArsenalFanTV.
All football.
It's not going to be flooded with me and troops every minute of the show or anything like that. We're all just going to play just an equal amount and a part of the show as any other football fan.
People are going to see it. People are going to like it. I think they're going to like the show.
It will. Like the show. It's good. And the fact, you know, it's not going to be filtered either, is it?
No. It's going to, listen, we're not going to lose any of the essence of what we use, sort of things that you see on ArsenalFanTV.
Bad language.
Right? We're not going to lose any of the essence.
What was the word? Realness.
It's real. This show is real. Yeah. So make sure, whether you're a Watford fan, Burnley, Swansea, Chelsea, Man
Any team.
United, City,
Any team.
Liverpool, Arsenal. This show's for you. Make sure you check it out.
Yeah, man.
Southampton at home this
Yeah.
weekend. We missed the one earlier on in the season because of the snow. And you know what? I remember watching that game, and I was actually after that I was thinking, actually, it's a good job we missed it because it was a poor performance by
I
Arsenal.
wasn't watching a lot of it.
Yeah, but
I left with 5 minutes to go, didn't I? I went, fuck this lot, they're shit. And I was like, I'm going to the shop.
Yeah, and then we got a lot. It was Giroud, didn't he?
Yeah, and then I got the Sky app notifications, and all I heard was the dun 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 dun, and it just come up, and I looked at it, and it was like, boom, Giroud, you got what? No,
you running in the
snow, trying to get back home and get in front of the telly, and
if people don't remember what happened there, that was when we played Southampton earlier on in the season. There was a bit of a snowstorm.
A bit.
You know what I mean? And we got caught out in it and
you
stranded.
didn't even leave Milton
Yeah,
Keynes.
we got stranded, man. We got stranded on the motorway. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, we missed the game.
We missed the game, man.
But this weekend now, Arsenal taking on Southampton. Southampton in desperate trouble. Well, you wouldn't have thought that.
No.
You know, desperate. They need to win the game. It's going to be an interesting game, really, because number one, how are Southampton going to approach it?
Yeah.
Because they need to win. They've got good players, but they've just been performing horribly this season. Their defence is terrible at the moment. And how are Arsenal going to approach it? Because Arsenal, they don't really need to win it, I suppose, just only for confidence-wise. We've got no chance of getting into the top four in the league. We're just kind of petering out in the league. But with that game next week, well, you'd say 4-1, you know.
Listen,
but we still got what
game,
team would you go for? What team would you?
The game next Thursday is still the utmost important, and the one thing you can't do is just go and throw out all the reserves and everything in that game in Russia, and then all of a sudden it goes tits up, and you ain't got no one to change it round for you.
So what would you do? What sort of team would you be looking at playing against Southampton?
The team that I would change, the team against Southampton would be reserves, and the players that are not
reserves,
and not the first choice ones.
Reserves.
Well, what I mean by that is a Spina in goal, because it looks at the moment like Wenger's swapped him round.
No, I think he was injured.
Well, Czech wasn't on the bench against Stoke.
because he was injured. That's what I don't understand. It's conspiracy theories. He was injured.
I don't know. Like I said, we'll find out Sunday.
He was injured, and Ospina weren't on the bench.
There was no mention that Ospina was injured in the pre-match build-up.
Yeah, but he wasn't even on the bench, so.
And then he never came off with an injury against Stoke. He looked perfectly fine. Don't know when anything would have possibly happened to him. If it did, it must have happened in training. No mention of it in the pre-match build-up. No, Wenger said that everyone was fit and healthy, and so I'm just presuming that he swapped it round, and he said that I need my number one goalkeeper in the competition. That's the most important to me.
All right, Ospina in goal.
I'd take Bellerin out. I'd take Monreal out. I'd take Koscielny. And I'll take Mustafi, I'll take the whole back four. Take them all out.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah? Why not?
The whole back four?
Yep. Koscielny, Wenger's already proven that how important he is by the fact that he didn't play against Stoke.
Koscielny I'll leave out.
Monreal, you can replace him with Kolasinac.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Bellerin, suppose you can replace him with Maitland-Niles.
Yeah, from the start?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I suppose.
And then Mustafi, you can replace him with Chambers and Holding. So
midfield?
Midfield, I'd take Xhaka out and I'd put Elneny in.
Right.
I'd take Wilshere out. I don't think he's been playing really well lately either. I'd take him out. And I would put, let me think who...
You leave Ramsey in?
No, I ain't got to him yet. I'll take Ramsey out all day long. Take Ramsey out as well. I'll go with a midfield, probably something like... I don't know, it's a tough one, isn't it? But I'm trying to think who we've got there. But I would give the young lads a chance, like your Joe Willocks and that. Robbie, priority is Thursdays. Like it or not, priority. It's the priority. I'm sorry.
But no one play that weak team.
Listen, we've
it's
just
a Premier
played.
League game. It's not.
It doesn't matter. It
Because
doesn't matter.
you don't want to also go in the back of, go into a game like that on the back.
No,
of
you could do,
defeat
but the players that will play on the Thursday will not be the ones that were involved against Southampton, so it ain't really going to affect their confidence.
So then what? Ozil?
No. can't risk him.
Mkhitaryan's injured.
Mkhitaryan's injured. So then you look at it and you'll sit there and say Reece Nelson, Welbeck, Aubameyang, because he don't play in the Europa anyway.
Iwobi maybe.
Iwobi. So that's the kind of team that I would go with. I'm sorry, but I would put... listen, I put all my eggs in that basket. I'm sorry. Mourinho did the same thing last year.
Yeah, but he didn't play teams as weak as that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Everyone that wasn't playing really in the Premier League were getting in. The likes of Mkhitaryan wasn't playing regularly in the Premier League, and he was playing in the Europa. You know, I mean, Mkhitaryan was playing regularly, sorry, and then wasn't, and then, you know what I mean? It was, so he was rotating
That's
the pair.
That's a very weak team, man. That's a very weak.
Southampton are on a weak side.
Yeah, but they're fighting for their lives.
Yeah, they're fighting for their life against West Ham and got absolutely slapped.
That's West Ham's first team. With Arnautovic, all these guys playing.
How many of them West Ham first team were getting ours?
No, but that's
but that's what I'm saying.
Team you just named out, they would.
No, but that's what I'm just saying. This is what I'm saying. At the
I
end
don't
of the
know.
day,
I think that's too weak. I think, listen, rest some key players who have just come back, like maybe a Ramsey because he's just coming back.
What you got to remember,
I wouldn't be resting Ozil.
I'm thinking ahead, right? And this is why I'm thinking ahead, yeah? Is because if we go with the strong side against Southampton and then go with a strong side in Russia, yeah? 3 days after Russia, we've got Newcastle away.
Yeah.
Now that will be tougher than Southampton at home.
Yeah, but you'd be better off get the job
done.
done.
No, you would be better off. You would be better off playing a weaker side against Southampton and hoping the home advantage and hoping the fact that it's Southampton and everything else will get them over. You can have the bench lined up with the big boys.
But I believe in keeping things positive, right? We're on a little winning streak.
I know that.
I want to keep that going. Listen, I know we've got no chance of winning anything.
Like I said to you, I'm looking ahead. I don't want the first team to be playing against Southampton and then playing against Moscow and then playing against Newcastle.
Yeah, not all of them. So but I'd only take out a couple of guys.
No, if I had to look at prioritise it, I'd sit there and I'd say quite simply, right, we put a second string team out against Southampton, load the bench up if we need to, Ozil, Ramsey, Lacazette. Do you know? No, actually, I'll play Lacazette as well because he hasn't had a lot of football. And it would be good for him to get that.
Lacazette would be on the bench for me.
No, I would play him there and give the option of Aubameyang and Lacazette together.
I'd have Lacazette on the bench, come on, bring him on like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
But this is what I'm saying. I would load it up.
I'd play Ozil. I'd play Bellerin, right? I think those guys should play. I'll play Mustafi probably as well, right? I'd play Xhaka.
No, I wouldn't.
I'll play Xhaka.
Xhaka's been absolutely superb lately.
I'll play him.
Superb, yeah.
I just, what? Sometimes I just think too much of this resting players, man. Over the years, I've started to look at it and think my mind's starting to change on this resting of players. Too much resting of players. If a player's just coming back and that, but...
See how he's ignoring it? Xhaka's been superb lately, hasn't he?
Xhaka? I wouldn't say superb. He's been played all right.
Who are you watching?
Played okay. Did you think he was brilliant on Thursday?
What, last night?
Yeah.
In the game? Yeah.
It's all right.
Behave yourself.
He was okay.
Get out of it. Xhaka's been quality for about the last 4 or 5 games.
I saw on many occasions.
Up a level.
I saw on many occasions against that game against Moscow, them going right down the middle.
That's not his job. It's not his fault. He's getting overloaded.
It's a holding midfielder.
It's not his fault. He's got 2 other midfielders that are meant to help him.
Yeah.
So it's not just his fault. It's not hard. It's not easy when you've got the red arrows all running at you.
I saw Musa turn that guy in that game.
Musa could turn milk.
Musa sat him down in the box, right?
That guy...
Musa, hold on. When you say superb, yeah? When you say superb, yeah? Musa sat him down on his arse, right? In the box, right? And if Musa would have had his shooting boots on, they would have been 2-1 up.
You carry on with your agenda, you'll be sitting on your
It's not an agenda. Listen... I like Granit Xhaka, right? When I met him, it was genuine. I liked him.
Pussy-o.
I liked him before and I liked him after.
Listen to this guy.
I like.
You know what?
Flip.
Let's. Can we do?
Now I know where Claude's coming from.
Can we do a?
Claude, you're right.
Can we do a poll? Can we do a poll?
Claude, you're right.
Can we do a poll?
No polls.
Can we do a? Hey, Mr. Cameraman, do you think that we should do a poll this week, right, on Xhaka's performance against CSKA? Yeah? I'm looking over to you because I want your response. Don't sit over there making out because you're thinking, oh no, Robbie's gonna have a go at me later. No, we should do a poll, yeah.
He played all right. He wasn't
played good. I think even when he came on against Stoke, he changed the dynamic of the game.
He did. He played well in that game. He came on and tightened things up. I agree with you on that one. But the other night, for me, right, they had too many chances in that first half.
But that's not down to him. Stop blaming him.
It's not just down to him. The defence as well.
Yeah, stop blaming
Mustafi, I thought Bellerin as well was poor in that game in patches.
See, he's got
but what I thought to myself was, right, there was a couple of moments in that game where he was missing. He was missing on a couple of those times when they were making attacks. And then there was that chance that Musa had when we were 1-1, where he got turned by Musa. Musa sat him down.
Players can get turned.
In the box, you just stay on your feet.
Players can get turned.
You stand up, man. No.
Players can get turned.
Of course he can get turned. But the way he got turned, the way he was flat on his thing, he just gave up the fight. He turned around. Watch back the game. And he looks up as if to say, oh my God, Musa's going to score. And luckily for him, he didn't. So he weren't superb.
Nah, man. Yeah,
he played well. He played well.
Superb, man.
Wasn't rubbish, by the way. But he played well.
No,
he weren't superb.
He was good. I'm going to start crying racism.
Why do I mean racist?
Because he's white. I'm not having it. White lives matter.
Where were you? You Albanian? You from Switzerland or something? Were you supporting?
My cat was Albanian.
Yeah, your cat was Albanian. Yeah, I mean, you need a slap back.
I went skiing in Switzerland. That counts, innit?
Listen, I like Granit Xhaka, and you know, I like Granit Xhaka. I remember when I met him; he's such a nice guy as well. But I'm telling you, what I saw, I thought he had a good game yesterday, but superb. I think you're going a bit over the top. So anyway, listen. Predictions for that game.
3-1.
3-1.
With the team I said.
Not with the team you said we could lose. If we play a half-decent team, we'll win 2-1.
We'll see.
You ain't going to be here next week. I mean, you're going into hospital, aren't you?
Yeah,
for your op.
My operation.
So I wish you would best of luck with
that,
man.
Man. Next Tuesday I'll go for my operation, man. Yeah, so it's going to be...
Wish you the best. So how long will you be in hospital for?
Nearly 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm hoping to be out within a few days, though.
Don't start that rubbish, man. Listen, if you've got to be in for 2 weeks, don't mess about with this.
I've got to be in for however long they see fit for me to be in there, but it's up to 2 weeks. But I could be out within 5-6 days, dependent on how I respond. And
I wish you the best of luck with this, man. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You know, I think take it easy. Don't be rushing to get back to games and stuff like that. The season's coming towards the end anyway, so take it easy. Soon. What?
Playing Man United soon.
Yeah, and?
How can I miss the first game against Alexis? I'll go there.
I'll
go there in a wheelchair. Bed. I'll go in the disabled section.
You can watch it from your hospital
bed. You can be my carer.
I ain't your carer.
Robbie, can you get me a coffee, please?
I already feel like your carer when I go against you now.
I'll be like that guy from Little Britain. You know, when he's in a wheelchair.
Listen, I go to games with you now. I already feel like your carer.
Yeah, exactly.
All these people coming up to you want to have a pop.
Nah,
right?
Man.
Listen, take it easy. When you go there,
I'm good.
You know, take it easy, relax, get back to full strength. You're a bit like a footballer, this.
Yeah, I know. You know, it's like how long.
Don't rush back. Don't rush back.
I wonder if they'll ask Arsen how long I'm out for. So it's look, it is what it is. I've got to do what I got to do, and have a safe flight over to Russia.
Yeah, Russia next week. We're out there. Got the visas sorted.
Yeah, enjoy that.
£186 each. Oh my God!
If ever an operation came round at the right time, it was this. But
Russia next week. I'm looking forward to Russia.
Well, when you fly out there, I'll be in recovery.
Yeah,
because you fly out late on the Tuesday night.
We'll be thinking about you, man, and best of luck.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Get well soon, and get you on. Maybe we can come in your ward and do the podcast from there.
Disappointing result today, DT, and there's me. Go away!
I'll bring you a pair of flip-flops as well.
Yeah? You better bring you some grapes and Lucozade.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. You can download the podcast right now. The links are in the description. Wish him all the best on his operation. We hope that he has a speedy and full recovery. And also don't forget to look out for our new show coming on Channel 4 on the 19th of April.